Hi everyone! Messi is definitely leaving PSG. Paris fans stage harsh protests. Bellingham finalizes his move to Real Madrid. And Qatar reveals incredible transfer plans if they buy Manchester United. Let's get to all the latest news right now. Peter Cech, Rio Ferdinand and Tony Adams are included in the English Premier League Hall of Fame. Tottenham have turned their attention to Xabi Alonso as they desperately search for a new head coach. PSG no longer want to sign massive stars that will disrupt the dressing room, RMC Sport reports. Deco will replace Mateo Alemán as Barcelona's director of football. He will arrive in the coming days to take over the role. Bayern Munich are cooling their interest in Victor Osimhen because of his price tag. The club will not pay more than 100 million euros for a new striker, and Napoli are demanding 150 million euros, Sky Sport informs. Leeds have sacked Javi Garcia and appointed Sam Allardyce as manager for the rest of the season. Inter are considering Fulham defender Tosin Adarabioyo as a possible replacement for Milan Skriniar, the Daily Mail reports. Borussia Dortmund target Lorient's Ansel Lefy as a potential Jude Bellingham replacement. Dusan Vlahovic scored for Juventus and broke his goalless streak of 773 minutes. PSG's Nuno Mendes is out for the rest of the season due to a hamstring injury, the club's press service reports. This club is an absolute mess right at this moment, and this could get an awful lot worse for Frank Lampard and his staff and Chelsea supporters. Jamie Carragher is quoted by Team Talk. Frank Kessie doesn't want to leave Barcelona, but is aware he'll be sold this summer to help with financial fair play. Lens forward Lois Openda has scored 9 goals in his last 7 Liga 1 games. The Belgian is 4th in the league's Golden Boot race. Mohamed Salah has now scored in 7 consecutive Premier League appearances at Anfield. Bayern bosses are convinced Ryan Gravenberch has a future in Munich. They see him as one of the top talents in Europe, Kicker notes. Yesterday's match against Verona was Simone Inzaghi's 100th in charge of Inter. Jonathan Bamba is ready to leave Lille as a free agent at the end of the season, Nicolas Quira reports. Real Madrid have given Ancelotti the green light to negotiate with Brazil. Carlo is focused on Real Madrid's season and left the matter in his agent's hands. Manchester United are hopeful of announcing more contract renewals before the end of the season. The club is in discussions over new terms for David De Gea, Marcus Rashford, and Diogo Dalot, Manchester Evening News reports. Borussia Mönchengladbach have announced they have completed the signing of left-back Lukas Ullrich from Hertha Berlin, who will join on a free in the summer. Milan manager Stefano Pioli marked his 450th coaching match in Serie A. Atletico are very pleased with the performances of right-back Nahuel Molina, and according to Mateo Morato, will soon offer him a new improved deal. West Ham midfielder Declan Rice and Bayern winger Moussa Diaby are Arsenal's main transfer targets for the summer. Bayern Munich are interested in making a move for Ajax defensive midfielder Edson Alvarez in the next transfer window, journalist Ekrem Kanur reports. PSG are pushing a lot for Victor Osimhen, but Paris is not the priority for the striker at this stage. Erling Haaland has now scored 35 Premier League goals this season, more than any player has ever scored in a single season in the history of the competition. Juventus defender Mattia De Sciglio has ruptured his ACL, Old Ladies manager Massimiliano Allegri told. Wout Weghorst wants to stay at Manchester United when his loan finishes, but the club is yet to start negotiations with the striker over a permanent deal, the Telegraph informs. Roma remains the favorite to sign Oussema Aouar, despite the interest from Napoli and Milan. The Lyon midfielder will become a free agent in the summer. Now to the results of yesterday's game day. Let's take a look at the main news of the video. First, a quick review of yesterday's football games. There were no surprises in England. Liverpool narrowly beat Fulham 1-0, while Manchester City easily put West Ham out of their way 3-0. Erling Haaland's 35th goal of the season made the Norwegian the new record holder for the most goals scored in a single Premier League campaign. In La Liga, Atletico had no problems with Cadiz 4-0. The Colchoneros took second place in the standings from Real Madrid. Serie A is as fun as ever. Atalanta defeated Spezia 3-2. Juventus won in Lecce 2-1. Inter destroyed Verona 6-0. Lazio defeated Sassuolo 2-0. And Milan and Roma unexpectedly lost points with Cremonese and Monza respectively, 1-1 in both meetings. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Lionel Messi will leave PSG at the end of the season. The world's top transfer insider tweeted, "Messi will leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season. There was no doubt about that anymore. Behind the scenes, it's now understood that Leo's father, Jorge, communicated the decision to PSG already 1 month ago due to the project. It was the final breaking point." And the Telegraph adds that the Saudi Arabian Al Hilal have already offered Messi a contract worth $400 million per year, which could be a record deal in football history. However, the Argentine is still waiting for Barcelona's final decision on his potential return. PSG fans staged aggressive protests. The Parisian club's ultras gathered in front of the club's headquarters to demand changes. At first, the fans chanted against the team's possible move from Parc des Princes Stadium to the Stade de France. Then, they started shouting insults at Lionel Messi. They named him, as well as Neymar and Marco Verratti, as players whose departure is demanded. The fans also criticized head coach Christophe Galtier and club president Nasser Al-Khelaifi. But the worst came later when angry PSG fans came right to Neymar's house and continued to verbally abuse the Brazilian there. And as the player himself wrote on Instagram, some of the protesters even got inside. "They've just left my door," Ney wrote. This is the chaos that gripped PSG. Real Madrid is very close to acquiring Borussia Dortmund and England midfielder Jude Bellingham, Marca reports. There is already an agreement in principle between the Royal Club and the player that Bellingham will join Los Blancos this summer. Manchester City and Liverpool offered Jude a much higher salary, but he chose Real Madrid. Negotiations are progressing, and Bellingham's contract with the Spanish Giants is expected to run until 2029. Borussia have accepted the loss of their star and are already discussing the cost of the transfer with Real Madrid. Dortmund demands 140 million euros, while Madrid hopes to close the deal for 100 to 120 million. Since the clubs have a good relationship, a compromise is likely to be found, and Bellingham will move to Santiago Bernabeu. In the case of Manchester United's purchase, Qatari Sheikh Yassim bin Hamad Al Thani will plan several major signings to strengthen the squad. According to the insider Christian Falk, the Qataris are ready to invest in Real Madrid midfielder Eduardo Camavinga, Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman, and PSG striker Kylian Mbappe. The Sheikh's last offer for United was 5.7 billion euros. He is in competition with the British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Dear friends, we invite you to our channel with 10-minute recaps of films and TV series. This is a very convenient format. If you like movies, be sure to click on the video in front of you. Thank you for your attention, and see you in a bit.